Hello and welcome to episode 98 of Dorki's Entropia Universe Report. It turns out that I did not have the time to publish the promised video before today's episode, so I will be talking about the locations where I found Dark Lysterium and Praetonium in today's video. That is going to be the main topic I will cover today, but of course I will also go over the did and share payouts for the week. Before we start though, let me go over the mining run, parts of which you will be watching today. Put into as few words as possible, it was a decent mining run that ended in a loss small enough to turn a tiny profit after markup. I was mining with my F105 that had 4 tiers of depth enhancers on it. That means my average search depth was 677.6 meters. Please keep that in mind if you decide to visit the same places looking for Dark Lysterium or Praetonium. You might find less or more of each resource depending on your search depth, or you might find none at all. Same goes if you are using mining amplifiers. I am not sure about Dark Lysterium, but Praetonium might be kept, so you might have difficulty finding any with mining amps. Also, I will edit down my mining footage to fit the length of this episode while keeping the relevant parts where I found the aforementioned resources. I thought it was an important point to make so that you won't have a false expectation about the rate at which you can find said resources. They made up a relatively small percentage of my finds, however, they will likely make most of what you can see in today's video. Hopefully it won't be too confusing when the footage playing in the background will not always match the area I will be talking about at that time in the video. I would like to keep playing my mining run in chronological order, and I have more footage for some places and less for others. So I might be talking about Orpheus Cave, and the footage you will see will be from Riverside View. I did keep my map open all the time though, so you will see where I am mining on the map, even if the commentary won't fit exactly. Anyway, let's get into the main topic now. The first place where you can find Praetonium fairly reliably is Orpheus Cave and area around it. I would like to thank Sturge for telling me about this place. Orpheus Cave is a nice place to get some Praetonium. However, sometimes you might find none here and get Sorensens or Terudite instead. Praetonium is one of those resources that sometimes just refuse to drop, even in areas where you can usually find them reliably. I guess it might be kept for the area someone mined through it all and the area did not have enough time to reset yet. Or perhaps it comes in waves like so many resources and loot items in Entropia Universe. Who knows, unless Lucius whispered that info into your ear while he was showing bad loot up your... never mind. The second place I visited was Riverside View Island, where I randomly found Dark Lysterium a while back. And sure enough, I found some around the island this time around as well. There are some other interesting resources in the area besides the Dark Lysterium though, like for example Devil's Tail and Quantium Stone. Overall, this island is a nice place for mining. The third place I wanted to show you is Shepherd's Beach. I visited the place a few times in the past and never found anything interesting other than a giant blue flower for one of the missions here on Next Island. However, this time around I came by and found some Praetonium. So apparently you can find Praetonium in this area from time to time. I have one more place that I know of where to find Praetonium. Having several places where it can be found is good, since you will not find all that much of it per visit at each respective location, and it does take a while to collect the 25 points needed for the daily mission. Anyway, the last place I want to talk about is located between the Dragon's Reach and Mushroom Marsh teleporters. Here I found both Dark Lysterium and Praetonium. I found this place by pretty much randomly choosing a teleporter to start at and running around. Of course, by randomly I mean by first discounting the places that I already mined through and found nothing, and then randomly choosing a place out of the remaining locations. And the Luteus smiled upon me this time around, and it was a normal kind sort of smile. Not creepy, I'm gonna fuck you bloody sort of smile he usually gives most people. Either way, I ended up going to the east from Dragon's Reach until I ran into chimeras, and then I skirted their spawn until I got to the Mushroom Marsh TP. I don't think I found any Dark Lysterium or Praetonium close to the latter TP, however I kept finding those resources for most of the time I was near the chimera spawn. I was unarmed, so I did not want to risk running through the spawn itself, but my guess is that you can probably find Dark Lysterium and Praetonium all over the spawn as well, or at least throughout a large chunk of that spawn. Anyway, that is all I have to say on this topic. I am sure there are other areas where you can find these resources that I have not discovered yet for myself, or that nobody told me about so far. But let's move on to the deed and share payouts now. Arcadia Moon Deeds paid out 3 peg per deed from April 19th to April 26th, and their price is now at about 43 to 45 ped. Meanwhile, Ancient Greece shares did not pay anything this week. However, they did make payout last week, so that was to be expected. They are still being sold slightly below the 10 ped original price, and that giant original stake of shares remains unsold. Crystal Palace shares paid 2 peg per share, and they are available for purchase at slightly under 19 ped per share. To conclude, I did not have any meaningful avatar progress to report on this week either, as the real life kept me too busy to play Entropia universe. I just stood around or crafted Explo once. However, I finally managed to scrape enough free time to do an episode on locations where you can find some Dark Lysterium and Praetonium. These locations are Orpheus Cave, Shepherd's Beach, and area between Dragon's Reach and Mushroom Marsh for Praetonium. The last place mentioned also has Dark Lysterium, and on top of that you can also find Dark Lysterium on the Riverside View Island, where it can be found alongside some other interesting resources, such as Devil's Tail and Quantium Stone. I hope you will forgive me for making this episode a short one, but even though I do have a bit more free time now, I am still rather busy. Hopefully that will improve soon. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I wish you a pleasant remainder of the day. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Thank you.